welcome back to the Garage. In this video, I will show you how to change a alternator on a Ford Focus. Anything from an 05 to an 010, it's exactly similar in procedure, and some earlier models also, it's very, very similar. So let's begin. Alright, this car was getting a battery light inside, and I hooked up my multimeter to a voltage. Now we're reading 12.4 on the battery, and when you start it up, there is 12 volts. Okay, now when the car keeps running, it warms up, it drops below 12, and we should be getting at least 13.8 volts here when the alternator is charging, so it's not charging efficiently. Also make sure that the wires going from the battery to your alternator are good, because if those aren't good or the connection is bad, then you might also have this charging issue. So we're going to go ahead and start taking this alternator out now. Okay, first thing we're going to do here is take the battery terminals off. There's a 10mm nuts over here. Take both off. Put them off to the side. Alright, take the wheel off. Now get this plastic shield off. It's a 10mm bolt over here. There's two of them here. There's one bolt here. And once you take that off, this whole thing comes right out. Alright, now there's a 15mm tensioner pulley here. You put a box and wrench on here and have somebody with a little pry bar take off the belt, the serpentine belt, off the smooth pulley. You always want to take off the smooth pulley because it's easier to take off. You don't have to battle with this lip. Since everything's nice and tight over here, you want the least resistance. So go ahead and do that. And it's off. Okay, now you have a stud here with a 15mm nut. So go ahead and take this off. That's a 13mm bolt right there. Take that one off. Of course, it's not going to come out. Okay, we're going to leave that there for now because the shield's in the way. Okay, now the top bolt, we're doing it from the engine bay. It's a bitch to get it from underneath the car, so you actually could see it from up here. Easy access, baby. Just like that. Alright, now I'm mostly going to take this off to give us a little better access back there. Don't forget the clip. Don't forget the clip. Position that over there. You got a couple of wires here. This is the O2 sensor wire. Pop that off the heat shield. And you also have this wire here that was pinned under that nut. To give us better access to that stud, also take this strut tower brace off. Oops. Alright, now I'm going to grab this heat shield, pop it off, and that's going to come out from the bottom. That's a 15mm nut on there. Go ahead and take that off. Go ahead, turn, push. We have to put a little pipe at the end of that to take that off. Now I'm going to take the stud off. That's an E8. So go ahead and take that off. Before we take this off, I'm going to take a few other things off on top over here. Okay, now there's an 8mm nut on here, on a stud that holds the plastic cap on the alternator. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. There it is. Okay, take this boot off here now. That's a 10mm bolt over there. Take that off. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Alright, now we're underneath the car. We got everything off from on top that we wanted to. We're going to take these two nuts off these studs, take that plastic cover off. And again, these are 8mm. Now I'll do the inner one. Right there. And that one's off. Now you can take the whole cover off. Now you can take this clip off. Just pop this up and pull that out. Easy peasy, baby. That's a 15mm there. That's one more nut you gotta take off on the alternator. Oopsie. And that comes off also. Alright, now the alternator won't come off until you take this last stud off. And that's an E8. Alright, now this is out. Alright, we need a little bit of clearance here. So what we're going to do now is take this motor mount off. That's a 13mm right here. Go ahead and take this off. Alright, now put a pry bar right here. Move it back. And as somebody's moving it back, you could grab this and try to pop it out. There you go. One thing to note, it tells you right here if it's California emissions or not. That's one thing you're supposed to know when you get an alternator for this car. Make sure the parts are the same. And the part number we're using is right here. That's the AC Delco number, that's the GM number. And this is 130 amp for the emissions, California emissions alternator. Okay, now we're pushing the engine back again with the pry bar. And this should go right in. Famous last words. There you go. Alright, now one thing you should consider here, I had to push this back in here. I hammer it back in. That was in the way last time too, so now we're in. Get your lining pin here and align that. So that's good. And pop it in the hole, baby. And that's good. Alright, we're going to put this in now. We're going to catch the bottom stud in. Right there. Okay, this doesn't have to be too tight. Low snug is good. Alright, I should mention I'm also putting a little anti-seize on these bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this one in now. As you're putting this one in, move the alternator around a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna leave these loose now. I'm gonna go on top and put the other stud in. Okay, put some anti-seize on this bolt too here, on this stud I mean. And go ahead and pop this in. And that grabbed also. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. And don't put that on that tight, just snug. And put this back on, and the nut, and just tighten that down. And that's good. Now put this clip in. That's good. Now put the alternator battery wire on this. And of course that fell on the floor. And pop that on. And put the 10mm nut on. Don't go too crazy here. You don't want to break anything. So that's good. And important, put this back on. Okay, now we're gonna put the plastic back on. I'm gonna pop this off. It's gonna stick a little screwdriver in here. And do the same thing on the other side. And just pull this off. Just like that. Alright, now put this back on. Remember the vent over here goes right above that clip underneath. So this goes in like this. And it's on. Now go ahead and grab the 3 8mm nuts on there. That's good. Alright, now I'm just going to put the bottom ones in. And that one's good. And this one's good. Now tighten this bolt all the way down from down here. That's good. Now put this one on. And that's good. And now put the snorkel on. And it's good. Alright, now the heat shield. There's 2 places it goes on a starter, on the alternator. And it goes on both studs. So just put this on, and the top stud, we have to lower the car to put that one in. And you're good. And now the top, just put the nut in. That's from top here. That's good. Okay, now you see this over here? This slides in there on the bottom, this shield. So it goes in like that. And then you got the 2 clips. One goes here, and one goes right there. That's done. And we put the strut tower brace on. Alright, now we're going to put the belt back in place. Alright, that's it. Belt back in place. That's it. And we're good. That's good. And the shield's in. And the battery terminals are nice and tight now. Everything's back on the car. Alright, everything is back together. It's all buttoned up. Now we're going to start it up. And let's see what the voltage reads. 13.8, 13.9. Perfect. So that's how you do an alternator swap on a Ford Focus. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Like me, share me. Also check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Cloudy1969. See ya!